Alright, we're going to look this vehicle over and we're going to show you a little bit of looseness here. This is our outer tie rod end here, and this is our inner tie rod end here. So what we've got is, if you can see that, see the looseness in between the two pieces right there. I'll move the camera around a little bit. And you can hear it too. That socket inside there is bad. And see the top, there's no grease zerk. So that's made to wear out. So we'll be changing that out. Okay guys, here's our tie rod end, and what we've got to do is we've got to smack this part of the knuckle and pry on it. Here's our bar. We're going to get this to pop loose just like that. Alright, so here's that's our outer end right there. A lot of times you can tell they're worn out if they shouldn't turn very easy. Another thing too on this wheel bearing, we talked to the customer and they said that there's a vibration in the front end. It's a very high-pitched vibration, and I noticed on my test drive that if you turn the steering to the right at about 50 miles an hour, you're just moving the steering wheel back and forth a little bit. I usually like doing that when there's no traffic in front of me or behind me. I could hear the noise get a little bit louder when I turn it to the right, and that usually indicates the left wheel bearing. When it loads, it starts making more noise, so we feel that there's a wheel bearing failure as well. Alright, another question come up was, you got to get this boot off. There's an inner tie rod end obviously right here. So this has to come off. We've got to get the boot off. So a lot of times what we do is we'll pry that clamp a little bit, and that helps to kind of loosen it up. And then what we can do is we take and spin that a little bit, and a lot of times it'll fight you some, and then you make sure you get your balance tube pulled off. We'll have to watch the other side too, because it's gonna, that piece there has to go to the other boot on the other side. Alright, so here's this tool, inner tie rod end socket. What it has with it is got a little insert, and the way this unit works is we have to put it on the tie rod end, and then this thing clips together like this, and that keeps everything together. So I'll show you how that goes on. We'll stick it straight up and down here. This unit just goes right over the edge. And you can see where it just slides right over it. Nice and easy. And you can see on the side there, there's a little place where that's going to go. It's hard for me to show you, but right there, little tiny hole. That roll pin's going to get pushed into place there. That'll keep that from backing out. Alright, so you can see that pin right there. Now there's a trick to this. I'll show you how that works. Alright, so we take our little Sharpie, a little white Sharpie, and put a little mark on it right there. What we do is we assemble our tool again, and we can take that back off, and we can take this unit and put this in the vise and just tap that just barely so it breaks the surface, and then when you get it on, you can just take that, tap it flush just like that. And we'll go back on our boot and we'll be ready to get the rest of this wheel bearing put on. Alright, so then we've got our clamp here. We just take it, just be nice and easy with it and just squeeze her back into place. And that should be good. Put this other clamp back on here. And then we've got our pinch nut, and then our new outer tie rod end as well. Alright, so we put a little grease inside that. Then we can get that to where we get it to bite one thread. And then we count. When I pulled this unit out, I counted 19.